Hi traders. So in this video I am continuing the very interesting series that I am shooting about developing a gold trader. It is funny because it is probably the worst time to develop a gold trader on one hand, because as you can see, here is the gold chart from the beginning of May, and basically gold is doing absolutely nothing, like zero. It is doing nothing for months now. It is ranging in just an awful narrow range, and if you take a look at all the MQL5 signals, most of them are going down, and based on probability theory, of course, some of them are going up, but most of them on average are going down on gold. And it is because the gold market is just objectively very bad to trade. These kind of ranging situations are most of the time not great, but it is actually not bad for us to develop an EA. And as I am developing for this for this ranging type of situation, as I am improving my retail EAs like the ATG and all the other ones as well for gold, adding new features, market structure, recognition, these kind of stuff, because they they can't handle this situation either. We are going to add some new stuff to our EA that we are developing, and also I just want to remind you that when you have an EA, it is working great for years, for example, like my gold EA. The reason to really run it and constantly improve it along the way is because you are going to have great periods, you are going to have not so great periods, you are going to have every kind of market situation along the years. And if you constantly improve it and run it, then you are going to make profit in the great periods, and then you are going to have a breathing room to be able to react to bad markets when the markets are going against you. So it is just very important. And also, trading is a very tough job. Trading is exceptionally hard, and I just wanted to show you something because I think many of you don't even know these things. What is a great return as a retail forex trader per year with automated systems and manually? Tell me realistic numbers in percent. So I could say anything. I am talking about this for a long time. Many traders don't know what is the realistic expectation that they can really achieve. And for example, if a trader makes 20% a year, most traders are like, man, I only made 20%. What am I? But if you can make 20% a year consistently, you are a great trader. You can make a ton of money at prop firms. You can even land a job at a hedge fund, so many things can happen, but it is very hard, and most traders are not even close to 20% per year. Most traders are like in the big minuses or maybe break even. And what I am seeing, what I feel like it's a little bit, for me it's a little bit sad, that many traders, when I am telling them the truth, what you can expect from exceptional systems even, they are saying, oh man, no, I'm going to buy a scalper that they said they are going to make 300%. So yeah, thank you that you told me the truth, but I'm going to go with the bullshit, So one more thing, so realistic annual returns for retail traders. Automated systems, beginners average systems make around 5 to 15%. Now it's very important to set your goals and your EAs to returns that are actually realistic. Well optimized systems can make around 15 to 30%, which is double the amount of the Nasdaq or something like that. Exceptional systems that are very rare, very hard to find, are making around 30 to 50%. Those are the crazy ones. Beginners, many of them lose huge percentages. Medium traders are making a little bit, I think realistically around 10% maybe. Experienced traders can make a lot more. This is very important. This is what I wanted to show you. Even if you are the most elite, most professional trader that every hedge fund would want to hire, you're going to make around and then you are a genius trader. I'm just telling, most traders are in this bracket or maybe this bracket. You are going to make around monthly 4 to 10% gain, roughly, less than that basically. So just keep that in mind. Professional fund managers typically in Forex target around 15 to 25% annually. So which I wanted to tell you is, with this info, is that you can't, if you are risking much more than this, insanely higher amounts, it is going to mean that you are setting yourself up to failure, because even if you are competing with the elite traders, you can't make 10, 15, 20% gain per month. And many traders want to make 100% gain per month. I am telling you, I get messages every day. So I wanted to show you this because it is important. What if I want to make 300% gain and devs claim it is possible? Very important question. Let's say reality check. So basically most of this is short-term results, very important. And I know that losing streaks are hard. For example, now on the gold market, this is crazy, but it is part of life, and you are trading for the long term, for 10, 20 years, So if you just want to make a quick amount of quick money, I don't know if trading is the best way to do it. Yeah, that is basically crazy. Mathematically, I am not saying it anymore because I think you are bored with me, but mathematically is not really possible. Mathematically, you can't make that amount. Very, very important. I know that you are kind of down if you are hearing this, but our system made around 200% in 3 weeks. That is not realistic. That is not realistic. And now it is around at 30 or 40% gain still. That is, the funny thing is that is also an elite level, and we are only at 3%. So even if now we are going to negative, then we are going back up, break even, and at the end of the year, if we made around 20-30%, we are at the elite level, which is this is the truth. And I am concerned about traders, because first of all, you are saying you're a trader, but then you are telling that we are saying that Yeah, but I want to make like 300%, man, or even more. Like I have seen somebody wants, traders want to make 1,000%, and they think it is so. This is also one thing. Like at these events, if you are risking too much, it is going to fail. So only risk around 0.5% per trade. If you are risking that amount, you're going to be mostly great if your trading system is not based on crazy like multi like 20 trades in a row and these kind of situations, because then you can also lose. But with risking only 0.5%, even with 20 losing trades, you only lose around 10%. So that's not that bad. But you know what I want to say with these things. So now let's start. What I wanted to show you is something very, very interesting, and that is that we realized that, I am developing an EA in this series, and you really get to see the reality of developing an EA, which is great. Like, I am not happy about this period because it is not great for business, basically, to be honest, as like it's clear. But I can really show you the reality of developing something, because if there would be a great trend like here, like or here. What I could really show you is how great the system is. I would make a lot of money, you would make a lot of money, but we wouldn't learn anything. So now I can show you. And basically I went back to the 13.0 system, because what I have seen is that while most of the systems that we are developing were crazy bad, so they lost a bunch of their gains, like from 200% to, I don't know, they lost a bunch of the gains. This system, in that same period, the same exact period that most signals on my on the MQL5 were losing in the broad picture, like many of the robots and stuff, it made a lot of money in that exact day and that exact period. Why is that? Very important, very interesting question. And even before that, it was just around break even and stuff, so not that bad. Like even with this crazy amount of risk that I am putting these EAs into, because I am stress testing them. This is not my like investment account or anything like that. So even with that, it was kind of break even. We are at a great percent overall. So also I wanted to tell you that if you want to support this channel and stuff, this series, if you like, I have a bunch of robots that you can buy, professional ones, great ones for every kind of, like the index trader that is going like pretty stable even in the worst markets for 6 months now. Or you can just sign up to EC markets with my link, which I am using for 5 or 6 years, and now I am switching completely to them to trade, or my VPS provider that I'm using for 2 or 3 years, Deepgate. All these you can support the channel, but I want to really show you something. So this is a great version, and while others were losing, it is winning. So let's see how it is doing this. We are going to run just a everything data test, and we are going to see what is happening here, how it is looking like, what are parameters. But while we are doing this, I am going to ask Claude to analyze this, because it's very interesting. So we have a gold system that actually made money, and I could tell you why it made money in this period, because I actually solved it today, and I actually learned a lot, which is great. Like, this series is useful, and I am going to implement in my EAs, my retail EAs as well. So these are all interesting stuff. You can see how you know, we are developing EAs when there is a chaos and war every day, and policy changes, global economic crisis, and all kinds of stuff. So made money even when others failed. Take a look at all its logic. Parameter values not, and tell me how it is interesting or different than like basic thinking about the markets, especially now in a ranging one. Let's see. Very interesting. And if you don't know, you can buy the source code from Gumroad, and I am providing in the next video I'm going to show you about ton of like codes, like from I don't know how much version, but I am not just uploading the latest version to Gumroad. So when you buy the package, you are getting all the different codes from ChatGPT, from Claude, all of the codes from all of the versions, like this one, like the 13.0 that you can test, and all the set files as well. So I just wanted to mention. So it is going to be some crazy deal with 100 codes or something like that. Then, okay. Several sophisticated elements that go beyond market thinking, especially relevant for ranging markets. Let's see. Multi-layered exit strategy. Okay, that is what I was always using. It doesn't just look at RSI levels, but RSI change over time. It exists when RSI drops rises by a certain amount of over X candles, and the trade is already losing. This catches momentum shifts early, which is like, this is something that I think is truly important. Dynamic ATR trading for both SL and TP. Most systems only trade stops, but this trades take profits too, which is also, I think, important, because then, you know, you can allow a kind of a balance. And the reason I didn't really like trailing, because it was only the stop loss trading which really cuts risk to reward. Conditional exit logic. The system only applies certain exits when specific profit thresholds are met. Preventing premature exits, I think, is very important. So all of these are important, basically. Multiple lot sizing methods is not very interesting. Partial close, not very interesting. Break even kind of is in these markets, I think. Yeah, it is kind of, it adds to the whole picture. Range friendly features. Only one trade per candle is very, very important. Like, it's something that you should use. Spread filtering also, however, it is not something that I would say is really decisive. Time-based filtering can be. The CCR RSI ADS combination is very good, because they are this is a good combination together, and not too complex, because I think the system that we were coding last time, it started to become too complex to the point where it is not actually working. So that is just what it is. It is just a sad truth about trading. Let's see. Yeah, very, like, if you take a look at it, you would say, what is this? But the truth of the matter is, it really is, if you take a look at the whole picture, in this moment I could create a much more beautiful chart. But the situation is, we don't really know if it would be better, because sometimes you just have to accept that trading charts where the robot is actually working, they are ugly as, you know. So I don't want to say it, but they are ugly. And that's something that's true, because many times you can handle the markets not with the perfect strategies, but with strategies that are actually that are rugged, that are working on out of sample data. Yeah, but it is just one set because I am using 6 set files that I am uploading to the Gumroad server. We are using a bunch of interesting parameters. So basically, it is the real deal. It is the how it is really working. This is how we are developing something. So it was put to life, and this is the best version in this market basically. Even though it had some break-even periods, when it mattered, it made us profit. And even in the last days that were crazy bad for most of the gold traders, it really was not bad. So this is why we are going to go with this, and we are going to be only adding new features that are actually adding to the strategy itself, because we have data now. We have a good amount of data, which is like, it's very important, you know. With this we have 10 weeks already, so we are going to go forward. The sophistication lies in the exit management more than entry logic. Most of the time it is the truth. Many traders focus on the entries, but this system seems to design around managing trades intelligently once they are open, which is often the difference between profitable and unprofitable systems. I think it's completely true, especially in challenging markets, because you can have a bad trade and exit kind of okay, and you can have a good trade and you can exit at the worst point and blow your account. So entry really does not matter as much as you think, especially if you don't have a good exit strategy. So if you have a good exit strategy, then entry really matters. But if you haven't developed a great like exit method, then you should go ahead and create the craziest best exit method, and only after that you can focus on the entries. Now, this is why I actually made the most of my videos about the exit strategies for this EA and not the entry strategies. And I have to tell you, if we are going to have a trend in the gold markets, this is going to be a crazy growth system. The combination of momentum change, detection, adaptive volatility-based trailing, profit protection creates more defensive approach suitable for markets that aren't trending strongly. Yeah. Still, the markets are crazy challenging, so we are going to see. But it is a good, it is a good data that we have now, and I am running multiple versions at the same time. And I was just, going ahead, looking at all the different versions. Like, oh, it's okay, it's break even, it's a little bit negative, it's a little bit positive. The main system was, I don't know, but it was still very in the positive side, but it lost so much over like the ChatGPT, the cloud-coded version that was too complex for the markets, which is like, this is also a thing that was like, okay, we are going to see how it works out as well in the future. And then I was like, man, it was at one point, I think it was at, when I was taking a look at it, it was it was shooting in the upwards direction at 30% gain. So I was like, man, it's not bad. Okay, so in the next video, what we are going to do is that we are going to extract this strategy, analyze all of its features. We are going to go ahead and one more thing, just want to try out the risk-based version, because I just don't know. Maybe it is going to look crazy. Sorry about that, but yeah, it's basically the same if we are looking at the 1 minute OHSC and the every tick. So we are going to do the 1 minute OHSC business faster. Let's see. All right, what our profit is this way: 200% with 70% drawdown. Very interesting. Wow. Okay, so so we have a 70% win rate, but we have a crazy largest profit trade and a pretty average looking loss trade. Very interesting. So almost 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, very interesting. Okay. It's around 1 to 2. No, 2 to 1. Sorry, because our risk is 2, around 2, and our reward is 1. But with this statistic, if I calculate in my mind a little bit, we have out of 10 trades, we have 7, and we have 2. Yeah, we have an edge over the market. So I can see how it is. It was working, and it is like completely out of sample. So very interesting. Profit factor, of course, because we have Sharpe ratio is great. It's pretty good. Yeah, so just an interesting, there's something interesting to see. Of course, in the next video we are going to harvest and extract all of this logic, and we are going to see very like in a calculated way what we can add in a professional level that is going to actually push the strategy forward, and that is not going to make it too complex for the markets, because if your strategy is too complex, if the markets are great, it's going to do great, but if the markets are like this kind of bad, then it is going to struggle a little bit. So we have to balance it out, and this goes to other gold traders as well, because this kind of gold period is teaching a lot about gold trading. Like, yeah, I am in a huge work with the ATGEA. I think it is going to be very exciting, but I can't publish it just yet, but it is going to be good. And yeah, I am working on my EAs all day, around 18 hours a day, so please be a little bit like I am just one person. I am putting out updates every week, like just I need a little bit of time with these. I am going to also put up the index trader to MKL5 as well, and with some new update and new signals, because it is one of the EAs that was doing amazing in the last, like, I am saying amazing, that we are having the kind of the worst period of all time in the market. So compared to that, the index trader was doing very well, like even when the dollar was going down crazy, like the Nasdaq and all this kind of stuff, and all index traders were falling. And so I'm just like pretty proud of that system, and learned a lot and can implement a lot to my other systems as the powerful price action EA, because even in this period, I'm showing it to you a moment, even in this the daily, let's see the daily, even in this period, because I am running it for more than 6 months, it was doing very well. And if you take a look at it, how an EA can do well in this period, what is this? And when I am saying it has done very well, it means that it is now at 50% gain, around 50% gain, and it never had a really big drawdown, like really, and it, like even in the worst market, it is having like a slightly positive, like break-even period. So that is just I wanted to say. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are curious about anything, if you want me to show you like stuff that you can add to your EAs with Cloud, ChatGPT, let me know in the comments. Ciao.